Hello, my name is Nikki, and welcome to another Let's Draw. Today we're doing our Christmas piece. Merry Christmas to you and yours. I hope you are gonna have a lovely, lovely, blessed day today. I'm wishing everybody a lovely Christmas, lovely Hanukkah, lovely whatever you celebrate. I hope you stay safe wherever you are and make good decisions. But yeah, this is my Christmas piece. It just worked out perfectly. I decided I wanted to do a Christmas piece, and it wasn't like obviously Christmas, but it's like winter time, a winter scene. So I called it Wintry Comfort. I thought that was a nice name for it, and it just fit perfectly because it ended up being uploaded on Christmas Day. Totally by accident, but I'm glad it worked out this way. This was a really fun piece to paint. I actually drew again. I came up with like 3 different ideas to choose from, and I settled on this one because I thought it was so cute, and I really wanted to do this scarf around her neck. In the end, I wasn't like 100% happy with how the scarf turned out, but I mean, it was good enough. As I said, I still struggle with clothes, so clothing, cloth, whatever. And I also forgot to paint this little butterfly thing that I put on the hat in the sketch. I completely forgot about it in the end, so it's not there. I remembered when I was re-watching this video, this edit, and was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that. So unfortunately, that cute little piece is not in the final piece. One thing when you're doing faces looking straight on, you can sometimes have like symmetry problems. I personally think asymmetry is beautiful. You know, I love asymmetry. I want to say asymmetry, but I want you to know I'm saying asymmetry. Asymmetry. But I decided to copy paste the one eye and just duplicate the eye basically. But in the end, I think it didn't look as nice as if I had just tried to draw them mirror image. Drawing it freehand would have looked a lot better, I think, because the asymmetry would have been would have been nicer, is what I'm trying to say, than them looking exactly the same. I feel like if I could do something over, I would probably do that over. But I mean, it still came out okay, so I don't hate it, and that's all that matters. I also gave her this little nose ring. I just wanted to make it interesting, and I gave her dimples too. You'll see the dimples later on, and it looks so cute. I'm really happy with the little details that I put in it, and the color eyes I gave her and all that. Were just like random choices that I made that I wanted to make it different, you know, not too much like all the pieces I always do. I also wanted it to be a very warm highlight. So I started with this really yellow highlight, and then I made it more desaturated, more white. So it felt more cool in the end, but I liked it still. I just kind of wanted the warmth on her face to kind of match with her scarf. But I was okay with how it turned out in the end. It was fine. So when I was deciding the colors for this, I really didn't know what I wanted to go with, and I decided I wanted a little bit of this gold. I wanted like a gold scarf, so I was like, what color should I put with the gold? And then I remembered, you know, blue is a complementary color of gold, or of yellow, or orange, and they work really well together. So I used this website to put in the color gold that I had in my picture, and then it gave me that blue that I put for the jacket underneath. So okay, I was like, oh, okay, this will work together. It was a nice little pop of blue and a nice contrast to the gold scarf and hat. And of course I gave her light blue eyes, like ice blue is what the feeling I was going for. I started with this like grayish, but it turns out more blue in the end, which I do like. All right, now we're into rendering, and we're starting to blend everything in. And to tell you the truth, the first day, the first stream when I got to this stage and I did the blending of the highlights, I was like, ew. But then I left it and I came back the next stream and I was like, oh, it's not so bad. It actually looks decent. And I just, you know, touched up a few areas, and I went with it, and I really liked it in the end. It worked because I was trying to figure out, like, as I've mentioned before, you know, I tend to go with some pretty caramely skin colors because those are the easiest to shade for me. Maybe because that's my skin tone. So when I do darker skin tones, I'm always afraid that the highlight isn't gonna work, or it's gonna be not enough contrast, or I don't know what colors to choose for the highlight or stuff like that. So I'm really happy with how the skin came out for this one. It really worked, and the highlight that I chose worked, and made her skin look nice and glowy. And I wanted to give her like blush, and I wanted to make her nose red, so I did that, and it came out really nice. I love the dimples. I struggled a little bit with doing the dimples because whenever I do dimples, I'm like, I don't know how to do this, and I just mess around with it until it looks okay, and I'm like, okay, that works, but I never know how I get to that point. I'm still not, I'm like not 100% happy with the dimples, but they look like dimples, so I was happy with it. I was trying to give her different lip colors. I tried a couple of different lip colors, but then I went back to the original that I have, which was this really dark red. And it worked well. I like how, you know, her lips are just kind of peeking from underneath the scarf. I feel like I should have made her shoulders lower. Technically, it makes her look like she's wearing this really poofy jacket, which I guess works. So I was fine with that. When I noticed that was happening, I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. And now we're onto the eyes. So there is a little Easter egg in this picture. While I was designing this character, I was asking chat what kind of scarf and hat I should give her because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. And I gave them choices between these two scarves that I found on the internet, and they chose this scarf. It was two guys specifically that were there giving their input, and after that they demanded that they be credited for their suggestion. And so I put them into the picture, which you'll see in a second. I definitely credited them, and there we go. Movie is the name of one of them. That's his Twitch name, Movie, and Jeb, or it's Jebby the Hut is the name of the other guy. Movie fan and Jebby the Hut. So I put Movie helped and Jeb helped in the eyes. It was really cute. I was really happy I got to do it, and it blends in really well. I was very happy that like it works as a picture on a whole. Like if you're zoomed out and you're just enjoying the picture from afar, you're not gonna see it, and it's not gonna be impeding or ruin the picture for you. But it's just a little Easter egg for anybody who knows the secret. Now you know. I loved it. But oh my gosh, I love how the face came out. I'm really happy with the face. So I'm happy that I'm happy with the face because I wasn't happy with some other aspects of it. Like I couldn't get it to be the way I wanted to. Like the hair was giving me some trouble, and the scarf and hat. I was like, so I was really happy that I was happy with the face. Oh, and I had to add eyebrows. I didn't have eyebrows at first because it's like, oh, the hair is there. But I was looking at it, it was like, maybe the eyebrows should be showing a little bit. So I put in eyebrows. You can barely see it, but I did hide, when I hid the eyes, the facial features, you see it disappear. But there's just a little indication of eyebrow there. And now I'm trying to figure out the hair. At first, yeah, I just made it more saturated. At first I had it like really gray highlights because I was going with the type of highlights that were on her skin, but I didn't like it after all. So I made it more brown, more yellowy highlights, and that worked much better. I don't know, sometimes I struggle so much with hair, and sometimes I don't struggle at all and it comes out great, you know, and I'm really happy with it. It's so weird. Like sometimes I figure it out in that one painting, I'll figure it out, and then other times I have no idea what I'm doing. This was one of the times when I struggled. I just I didn't like it. Like the bang barely came out the way I wanted it. When I did that airbrush over the highlight on that right side, that really helped it, I think, make it look better. But man, I didn't like it for the majority of doing it. I didn't like it. That's why when I got to doing the sides, I did like the bare minimum. Like I didn't really spend much time on it, as much time as I did on the bang comparatively, you know. And it's funny because I was looking at a piece on Instagram of somebody's work. I can't remember who it was. Oh, I think it was Little Milky or something like that. And she did like just barely did some brush strokes to indicate the hair. And I'm like, how do you do that? I want to be able to do that without like drawing strands, just like chunks of hair and making it look good. That's my dream. I need to work on that. I was trying to add this really bright highlight to the hair on the right side, but it only worked on one spot and I didn't like it on the other, so I removed it. But anyways, so yeah, I kept it pretty simple with the jacket, and I moved on to the hat and scarf. So I was really experimenting to figure out what I wanted to do with the hat and scarf. I didn't know what I wanted to do or how. I had an idea that I wanted to make the edges fuzzy, like a fuzzy hat, but I couldn't find a brush that I liked in paint tool size, so I moved over to Photoshop and experimented with some of those brushes, and I found something decent, semi-decent. I just did this like little fuzzy edge, not super fuzzy, but, and then I added a texture to the top of the hat, this rock texture, to make it look like the pattern of the knit of the, what do you call the scarf knitting material? I don't know. Yarn, the yarn, to make it look like yarn. So I did like a fuzzy edge around the whole thing on the insides, and then after a while I was looking at it, I'm like, it needs something, and so I added a darker line in all of the lines, all of those dark yellow lines. I added a darker line on it, and I liked it better because I felt like it needed something, and although I wasn't 100% happy with it, it's not bad. So yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Merry Christmas once again. I hope you have a lovely, lovely holiday, and I will see you in the new year. Bye.